A massive thank you to Drebin15, Kyle, Jug, Philip, and please for subscribing to the channel. If you want to be featured in these clips, make sure you subscribe down below. Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 14 of Season 4 of the F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. Yesterday we're here back ready for the US Grand Prix. Just 3 races to go of the season and things are looking okay at the moment. They could have gone better, they could have gone worse at this stage of the campaign. But yeah, 3 rounds to go of the year. If you missed out the last race from Japan, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But today, Max Verstappen could crown himself Formula 1 World Champion for the first time on my team there. Hamilton, of course, has dominated the first 3 seasons. And yeah, Max Verstappen, all he needs to do is outscore Yuki Tsunoda by 2 points this weekend and not get outscored by Lewis Hamilton by more than 10. And he will be champion there. We still technically have an outside chance as well. We need to outscore Max by 7 points this weekend to stay in the fight as well. There are, of course, 52 points back with 2 races to go. No, I think we need to outscore him by 10 points, wouldn't we? Because otherwise, yeah, we're going to not have enough wins heading into the final few races of the year there. 4 wins for Max Verstappen, 3 for Yuki Tsunoda, 2 for Hamilton and myself there, and of course 1 for Sergio Perez and Lando Norris as well. But yeah, USA this weekend has often been a decent track for us. We've still got the potential of rule changes coming in for Season 5. Let's get it.
Okay, I need your attention. The tech regulations are changing. There's a risk some of our hard work will be undone, so we need to mitigate it. As soon as you can, I want you to look at the developments we have and tell us what areas you want to invest in protecting.
Well, there we go then. Turns out we are going to be getting rule changes, but only on the durability side of things. So 20 upgrades are going to need to be sorted, as that is a lot of general wear. I think that's a bit of a bug as well. But yeah, so we're going to get everything sorted then, ready for next season. We've definitely got enough R&D points here to be able to do this. But yeah, without any sort of other major rule changes, we're probably not going to be able to make much progress ready for Season 5, of course, unless Honda and Mercedes lose a huge amount of their reliability. But we'll just get everything sorted nice and easy. How many R&D points are we going to spend? Going to be close to 10,000 when all is said and done. And we may as well get the last upgrade sorted as well. They're on the turbo. Yeah, we've spent 10,000 R&D points to get everything sorted. But yeah, let's then dive in to COTA. Right in the final corner of our track acclimatization lap, and feel like we've gelled immediately with COTA rather well this weekend. Not quite the purple score.
Let's try and perfect each turn.
You can see, yeah, a lot of green and purple scores. As Jeff, come on, I know all this, man. 4 seasons in, and Jeff's still trying to explain to me all that kind of thing. Not really too sure at this stage of the game why we're still showing free practice, because of course we don't need any R&D points for anything at the moment, so it's completely irrelevant what we do in these sessions there. Struggling a bit with one-shot pace by the looks of it, but then again, that's just the AI being wildly OP on their qualifying runs. A second down.
Program targets. Come in and take a look at the data, and if we have time, we'll rerun the program.
Yeah, not going to worry too much about that. Let's dive into qualifying then here for the US Grand Prix. Well, as is starting to become tradition towards the end of Season 4, skipping over Q1 this weekend, yeah, really just every time it's now the Haas, Williams and Alfa Romeo's out by, well, I think this time around it was about 1.4 seconds. Williams, it feels like they've made their car slower as the season has gone on, from being a points threat early in the races to, yeah, being absolutely nowhere by this late stage of the year. Life comes at you pretty fast as a Williams team, but fingers crossed. We can try and sneak through into Q3 here as we lean in through the S's. Full commitment through the first couple. But yeah, we need to be aiming for a low 28 if we want to be making it through into Q3 there as we try and take as much of the curve as we possibly can as we head over the top of the hill. Yeah, low 28 is going to be the goal here. That should see us through, but again, there seems to be a bit of a gap this weekend between the Alpha Tauris, the Aston Martins and the Alpines and the rest of the top runners, so yeah, it might be 2x2x2 out in qualifying sessions, but so far this lap's not been too shabby. Gasly already sets a 28-1 though, so it looks like he's turning up the wick a bit Yuki Tsunoda sets a 25.7 as we head through the penultimate corner. Absolute commitment there, getting nicely over the curb and on the exit. Through the final turn we go, though. A little bit of understeer up towards the line. It's only a 29.3. That was way off where I wanted to be with that run there. Slower than Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. Yeah, this next lap needs to be a worldie. Right, well, not long left on the clock here as we get ready for our second Q2 run. Yeah, need just over a second if we want to be trying to make it through into Q3, which is a rather tall order here as we start our final flying lap there. Guan Yu Zhou is actually the man on the cusp at the moment, but Sergio Perez, sat in 12th, I think is going out for another run on some soft tyres. Then nicely clipped turn one's apex, short shift all the way into 4th on the exit. Just make sure we don't get any wheel spin, and then down into the S's. Through the first. Ooh. Oh no. No. That's just immediately gone wrong. Took way too much curb through the first one, and immediately that's going to be Q2 done and dusted here at the US Grand Prix. An awful way to end the session there. Took far too much of the bright orange sausage curb there. Perez does go even faster anyway. Like I said, I reckon it's like a mid to low 28 was going to be doable. But 16th on the grid, it's all come undone. And this car's qualifying pace is absolutely nowhere. Lando Norris does sneak it through into Q3 on a set of mediums, but I don't think it's going to make any difference, because I'm pretty certain that it is going to be a wet start to the race tomorrow. I have geared the setup towards the rain as well, but yeah, not particularly confident with that result. Let's dive in, though, here to the US Grand Prix.
Here we are then in one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, the fabulous Austin, in the great state of Texas. The circuit itself 14 miles southeast of the city centre and home to the US Grand Prix since 2012. The latest in a long list of iconic tracks to have that honour. We have 10 turns to the left and 10 to the right here at the fantastic Circuit of the Americas. Overtaking opportunities into turns 1 and 12 at this anti-clockwise 3.6 mile track. But we may well see cars struggle to slow down there today as the wet weather does interfere with the low-speed grip. Anthony Davidson is alongside me today, nice and dry up here in the commentary box. But how are you, Ant? Looking forward to the race?
I'm very well, thank you, Crofty. Forgot my umbrella on the way up to the box, so I'm a little bit soggy, but I'll dry out soon enough. It's going to be an interesting race in this weather. Obviously, your strategy changes completely once it starts raining, as overtaking is a lot easier in the wet. The focus moves away from pure aerodynamic efficiency and tyre management, and of course the driver themselves can always make more of a difference in these conditions than in the dry.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Tsunoda, Sainz, Charles Leclerc and Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Ricciardo and Guan Yu Zhou, Russell, Norris, Lance Stroll and Ocon, Mazepin, Mr. Monaco, Callum Ilott and Nicholas Latifi, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Lundgaard and Robert Schwartzman. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Only 3 races left. You still have a chance at the title, but we're going to need some special performances. See what you can do.
And the team, yeah, I think I've hit the nail on the head there. The championship is still technically available to us, but it's going to be a whole lot of work and really a whole lot of luck for us to try and wrap it up come the end of the season there. We're getting a little bit worried, actually. Robert Schwartzman was very close to the 107% rule heading into the GP today there. What was it? 5.3 seconds off around a 90-second lap is not particularly comfortable to be Haas and Robert Schwartzman at the moment. But starting P16 for this one, track is meant to dry out as the race goes on, so strategy is going to be key today. We're just going to take these inters as long as we can and hopefully make it to the dry spell here. But let's dive in then to the US Grand Prix. 3 races to go of the campaign, 5 red lights, and it is going to be lights out, and away we go. Come on. Ilott's got a good start.
Somewhere on the ICE, be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
That is not really what we wanted to hear heading into this Grand Prix. Let's have a look there as we actually go for a big send into T1. Come on. 58% on the ICE, but the durability is pretty good at the moment, so that shouldn't be a major concern this weekend. We might just have to take some penalties in Mexico there, as we went side by side with Ilott in towards the S's. Of course, went side by side with him way back in Imola early on in the year, and he mugged us off there, but didn't quite have the same chance this time round. To the outside of Nikita Mazepin, no. As, yeah, really struggling early on, just trying to build up some confidence in the car. Lando started out of position as well, thanks to a grid penalty. Is up the inside of now. We'll go on Nikita Mazepin, thank you. So, oh, come on. Yeah, we've jumped both Alpines off the start, then we might be able to jump the Aston Martin of Sir Lancelot as we head down the back straight as well here. But yeah, an interesting little start to the US Grand Prix. Of course, both Mercs and myself, we just need to try and outscore Max Verstappen this weekend, and that for us is going to mean we have to make a lot of progress very quickly. So we are taking every opportunity we can get there. Up the inside of Lance Stroll at the end of the back straight, and a bit of P13. Oh, Lando doesn't get the best run out of the final corner as he tries to close in on Guan Yu Zhou there, but has actually got a bit better top-end speed than myself. To the outside of our teammate we go, though, down through T1. We found the grip round the outside there, thank you very much. Not too sure how we pulled that one off, but we'll take it. No questions asked there as Lando tries to come back at me into the S's. Oh, do not want to be side by side with your teammate into there. But both of us with some good racing respect. We gave each other room. And now I'm into 12th, so 4 places gained in the opening lap on a sector here. This is exactly what we need to do today. We're always confident in the wet on F1 2021. The car definitely suits the wet as well. I've set the car up to be even stronger in these tricky conditions, so fingers crossed it all pans out. All over the back of Guan Yu Zhou as we get very fishtaily heading through the final turn. Can we put the power down and get past the AlphaTauri driver? Oh, very slow on the exit of the final corner. That really took me by surprise how much Guan Yu Zhou struggled back up the hill in towards turn 1. Again, can we do what we did to our teammate Lando round the outside? Is Guan Yu Zhou going to struggle again as we head down the hill? Yes, he is. And doesn't want anything to do with us at the moment. We'll just back out of that one. And now into 11th place there. George Russell, next car up the road.
Clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
So 10 more minutes of the rain. Then we've got to wait for the track to dry out a bit. So should take us towards half distance. And already early on, this car's starting to come alive, up and under on George Russell there in the Aston Martin, who spots us, doesn't back out of it, but almost jumped out of the way.
Nice move.
Perez sets a new fastest lap of the race, but as we head through the final corner, how close are we going to be to that lap from Checo? A few tenths off, which we lost probably on that final turn, but up now into the points. Every place now is really important progress.
Okay, the weather's certainly eased off for the time being, but we've still got a lot of standing water out there. We're happy for you to stay out on the inters for now.
So Jeff really just stating the obvious at this stage of the game. Definitely not ready to switch over to dry tyres, but yeah, when we do, we're really not too sure what tyres to go on. Because again, it's, do we need to stop again in this race, or are we going to risk trying to just make it to the end on one set and try and leapfrog our way up the order? That was a lot of curb there, but yeah, pace is definitely coming down. Checo again, finding another second on that lap. What time are we going to do relative to that? We are going to go even faster, so there we go.
This lap of the race. Keep this up.
We are really, in the groove at the moment. Making a lot of progress up now on the 2 McLarens. But, yeah, we've just got to try and, to be honest, at the moment, we've got to hope this wet period stays like this for as long as possible. Because it's really clearly working wonders for us. All over the back of Danny right now as Max Verstappen starting to apply a bit more pressure to his teammate at the front. Oh, not quite fast as that time. 4 thousandths of a second off Max Verstappen, if I remember correctly, but to the inside of the dive bomb king himself. Oh no, Ricciardo wasn't having none of that, and it was a bit of a half-hearted attempt from me, I must admit. But we're lucky we both got away with that one. I could have easily pitched him into a spin and got roped into it. Can we get the run out onto the back straight though on Daniel Ricciardo? Haven't lost too much on the exit, minimal wheel spin as well, and now we just got to try and use the slipstream, use the battery.
Incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
No idea who that is, but again, Ricciardo and I just coming together there, a little bit of wheel banging. This time around we make the move work. I'm sure, yeah, Ricciardo not a fan of that one, because again, it was a bit of a half-hearted attempt by me. The last of the late breakers. Wasn't quite the last of the late breakers that time, but certainly wasn't far away from it. Can we do a similar move to Valtteri Bottas, hopefully with a little less contact than we did on Daniel Ricciardo just one lap ago? Really got a nice run that time round. As we head out onto the back straight, Ricciardo's, dropped back rather rapidly in all of this, but gaining on Valtteri Bottas, he's going to go a bit defensive on me. Oh, to the outside though, big lock up, and that's going to be way too deep down at the end of the straight there. Lucky there's a lot of runoff as we do come back alongside Bottas, but we're not going to capitalise from that one. Struggling a bit with the fronts early on, maybe we need to just tweak the brake bias slightly. Oh, engine warning lights on.
Strategy is available on the MFD.
What a team recommended strat-wise, they're still saying inters. Oh, I've got to go for it. No, I can't. Oh, it's just so difficult. You think, right, I'm going to late brake them. Then you think they broke far too late. But you think, no, I've got to go for it. And then you just think they're just going to turn in. It's so difficult, the psychology of Formula 1 racing. But we're doing all right still. Just got to try and go for a send on Bottas. Hopefully at the back straight. Oh, big lock up again down in towards the hairpin. We're struggling. We might be trying to just overdrive the car at the moment, but I don't think Bottas got a good run out onto the back straight either. We're going to be a bit further back this time. But are we going to be able to go for anything on Valtteri? No. It's so difficult. I feel like the AI and myself are so matched at the moment. And we just can't do anything unless we can stick close through here and go for a bit of a send. In towards the next corner. Up the inside we go. Oh, it's very late, and Bottas is going to mug me off on the exit. No, he's not, is he? We just about keep the car alongside. We'll have the inside for the Turkey section, and now we're through. So we can still make progress then in this race. Pierre Gasly up next as Hamilton. Coulter has often been a very good track for him, but sat at the moment down in 6th place, duking it out with the Ferraris, when he needs to be with his teammate Tsunoda, ganging up on Max Verstappen. Oh, and here's Pierre Gasly then in the Alpha Tauri. We've romped up to the back of him rather quickly. Put the power down nicely. Come on. Let's see how good the Alpha Tauri is. Not often the best car down the straightaways. Fingers crossed today isn't going to be any different. Gasly goes defensive, but we're going to get to the inside.
I think the track will be drying out quite soon. Mind you don't burn out your tyres.
Not great. We get a warning for the collision with Gasly that time. But yeah, he sort of broke and then didn't brake and then broke again, and I kind of just kept the nose there. Yeah, not the finest. I'm sure some of you guys will complain about that one in the comments, but I'm having it for now. We only got a warning, not an illegal overtake. I think we did get some karma though in that move on Pierre Gasly. We've definitely picked up a little bit of front wing damage here, which we're going to have to try and change at the stops. So yeah, not good at all. Yeah, I mean at the moment, onto lap 12, we're just not taking any time at Hamilton or the Ferraris here, and as I'm watching the Red Bulls and Tsunoda just eke away. Need the pit window to come around so I can change the wing, unless of course it stays wet enough for a few more laps. Oh, the AI then will pit, and then it goes to dries, but not confident that's going to happen at the moment. We're definitely getting close to that dry period.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Oh, team recommending a new strat. They're saying it's ready for the dries. So are we going to see any cars behind us coming? Yes, we are. One of the Aston Martins is boxing in right away there. Lando's boxing in as well, which is good to see. We're actually going to try and go mediums to the end, though, so whether we're going to see a lot of the AI make another pit stop or not is going to be a very different question. But this could catapult us either right into contention or basically seal our championship fate here today. Max Verstappen has done everything he needed to so far. DRS has been enabled, and I said how the dries were getting close. Team recommending even more new strats. They're still saying double softs. I believe, yeah, mediums is going to be the way to go, because I reckon we can take those to the end. But yeah, it's all kicking off now here in Kota. As I've just cooked these tyres.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Team just warning us about the tyres there. It's all Verstappen. He's had to stay out another lap because Perez has dived into the pit lane now. Both Mercs are coming in though. So could this potentially cost Max Verstappen in this Grand Prix? We got to make sure, yeah, front wing is set to... It better be changing. I'm pretty certain it's set to change. I'm pretty certain they will change it anyway. If we go most of the year without the team changing the wing, and then they don't here, I'm going to be livid. But yeah, looks like we are. That's alright then. Everyone else is going onto those soft tyres. So they're going to box again before the end of the Grand Prix. And a 6-second stop with a wing change is actually pretty good going here. So we're not out of this just yet.
Let's get some heat into those tyres.
As we almost immediately put ourselves out of it by going into the pit wall. But yeah, this now is where this race gets spiced. Look at that, Lando Norris has actually only come out a second behind me as well in this race. Come on, get the car slowed down. But it's always so weird when you go from a wet to a dry track. The cars feel so cartoonishly fast, albeit just for a few laps here. But yeah, Verstappen, he's definitely lost out some time. Not too sure how much it'll be when all is said and done here, but rather surprised. Yeah, Red Bull boxed Perez in first. And Tsunoda, yeah, this might still leave him in title contention there. Verstappen sets a fastest lap as he goes into the pit lane. So that goes to show how quick this track is evolving. Looks like we have one of the Ferraris stay out as well, so intrigued to see where we come out relative to them. But we've just got no pace in comparison to the soft compound runners at the moment. They are romping away. Pierre Gasly and Valtteri Bottas here. Lando's really just closed up to me rather quickly as well. So we might have to let our teammate through for the long haul in this race. But Ricciardo in. We've also got, yeah, I think it's Carlos Sainz.
13.8 seconds.
As Lando goes fastest in this Grand Prix, so we're going to let him have it. Down in towards turn 1. We've come out ahead of Ricciardo though. We're still in the points. And again, we don't want to pit between now and the end of this race. Everyone else probably will.
Yellow flag.
Oh, we got yellow flags out. Someone's got issues. I think it's Pierre.
There's a yellow flag ahead.
Pierre Gasly out of the US Grand Prix there. And that is gutting for the AlphaTauri, man. And annoyingly for us, no safety car either. Because I don't think the AI would box. But yeah, now we've let Lando by. We're actually staying with him pretty well here. So fingers crossed he can sort of drag me up to some of the other cars. But yeah, it's just going to be so difficult trying to get these cars to the end. When you consider how much faster these guys are going, what sort of time they'll take out of me when they do inevitably box. It's amazing actually just how quickly the circuit is dried up here. Still a little bit of moisture, but it does look completely dry. So now we just got to basically run this like we would a normal sort of 25% race on these sets of mediums. They're definitely going to have enough life to get to the end as well, which is good to see. But it's just a case of how much time is everyone else going to lose pitting again, and how much can we defend late on. Oh, we got Daniel Ricciardo now getting close to us once more in this race. Now we've lost the DRS to our teammate Lando Norris. We are just falling back a little bit, but just trying to work out where we're going to re-emerge in this Grand Prix. I'm trying to see roughly how far behind Sergio Perez we are. He's just going to cross over the sector line around about now. So we're about 23 seconds behind Sergio. But I've got no idea how much time a pit stop takes around here. So that information is kind of useless. Oh, there we go. First car's into the pits as well. There's Lando Norris into the box. Of course, he was one of the first to pit first time. Now, yeah, back up into P8 then of the Grand Prix. So we should still... Points are definitely still possible today. Obviously, the likes of Lando... Oh, there we go. Norris... sorry, Ricciardo even. Try to make him look up the inside, and we did to him what he did to us earlier on. But, yeah, just so difficult to work out where we're going to be. It's going to be one of those races where we only know with sort of 2 laps to go. I'm not sure there's going to be anything we can do against Daniel Ricciardo now. As we head down the back straightaway there, the McLaren's got mega top-end speed. Obviously, the higher aero that we're running now is starting to cost us. Ooh, a bit of a lock-up from the Australian, but he's probably going to dive it in anyway, either the end of this lap or the end of the next one. So we shouldn't get too much dirty air. So by the looks of it then, Lando Norris back on the radar. We only lose about 16, 17 seconds for our pit stop, so we could still be out close to the Ferraris. But again, they are just going to be rapid between now and the end of the race. And that's just, yeah, we're just struggling to do anything against anyone. What has happened to this car? We've got all the upgrades on it, and it just seems like every other team around us at the moment has got more room to grow. There we go, a few more cars into the pit lane. Valtteri Bottas. Looks like it's going to be Carlos Sainz and the Mercedes of Yuki Tsunoda. So he was running P2, and he's come out just in front of us. Sainz, though, barely 2 seconds back. There's 7 laps to go here. We're going to need a mountain to climb if we want to stay ahead of the Ferrari. There we go, Ricciardo in 1 lap later. So I think this is the last of the pitters. Ricciardo and the other Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, as well as the other Mercedes, of course, of Hamilton. So we are going to be ahead of Lewis, albeit briefly there. As look at that, Verstappen and Tsunoda side by side out of turn 1. Looks like Tsunoda's pulled off the move, and that is critical for him in the championship. Because if he beats Max, he stays in the fight. If he doesn't, Max Verstappen is world champion today with Hamilton and I further back. But I mean, yeah, already we got Carlos Sainz breathing down our neck. And I think, yeah, we're going to be installed for a train to the end. Here comes Carlos Sainz down the back straight. Oh, just goes straight into the back of me. What was that from Carlos Sainz? He's still going to have much more power in towards Sector 3 there. This ICE really costing us, but we had a great battle with him in the Williams Road to Glory at the weekend. It looks like that's set to continue here in my team. Defended from the Ferrari, just hung him out to dry for now. But we haven't got long left of this race. I think the aim at the moment is to try and just leave Sainz and Hamilton to battle each other. As Carlos Sainz here really trying to defend now hard from the Mercedes, but Verstappen has got Yuki Tsunoda as well, so that is critical in the Drivers' World Championship. Hamilton, I mean, it's looking highly unlikely he's going to be able to stay World Champion this year, but the streak that he has had, obviously extending into my team, has been something we've never seen before in Formula 1, and quite probably never will again. But Sainz now seems to be struggling. Has the Ferrari come together with the Mercedes somewhere? I saw them going side by side into the S's behind us, but didn't think much of it there. Let's have a look. Yes, Sainz has definitely picked up some damage. So Carlos Sainz might have to box then at the end of this lap, as we just ran a little bit wide through the penultimate corner. Sainz, is he in? Yes, he is. So Carlos Sainz into the pit lane. And there we go. Valtteri Bottas now out of nowhere up into 5th place. The Hamilton's in as well. So yeah, they've definitely come together. And both of them have picked up damage in that instance there. And now we've got Bottas and Leclerc a few seconds behind us here. 4 laps to go of this US Grand Prix. And could we now hang on to P4 out of nowhere? We were 16th on the grid, remember? We might have just played the strategy to perfection here. Red Bull and Yuki Tsunoda have just been absolutely untouchable. Come on, blue flags on Christian Lundgaard with 3 to go. We cannot afford to lose any time behind the Alfa Romeo. So we get a little bit out of shape through turn 2. But yeah, Bottas and Charles Leclerc are basically half the gap to me in 1 lap. So not optimistic at the moment. But I mean, Lundgaard, yes, sat in the way. He may as well just give us some DRS now as we head down the hill. No, he's got out of the way there. Why, Christian? And has he let them by as well? He's kind of... No, he hasn't really held them up either. So thank you for that, Christian Lundgaard. I think he did, actually. I'll give him a little bit of credit where credit's due. Our former teammate. Yeah, not really helping us too much there. It's now Leclerc and Bottas side by side. Lando Norris waiting in the wings. Is he going to be able to capitalise on all of this? Could we still end up with a late race battle with our teammate here? We've got to hope they all battle it out and we can try and hang on in front. Oh, this ICE is really, really costing us top-end performance now as Carlos Sainz... Carlos Sainz's teammate, I'm going to try and segue that rather well, is now all over the back of us here. We're going to go defensive on Charles Leclerc. Bottas and our teammate waiting in the wings, so, and look at that, nothing we can do against Charles Leclerc here, apart from maybe sending it. Oh, the team said about trying to win the place back. It's a big, big lock-up, and somehow we pull it off, and Charles Leclerc loses 1 and 2 places there. Doesn't quite make it 3. We get another warning. We've been very, very aggressive today. Just trying to battle it out, trying to hang on to anything we can. But, yeah, 1 lap to go of the US Grand Prix. Verstappen sets another fastest lap here, and it does look like...
3 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, it looks like we've got 3 laps of fuel remaining, if Jeff's got talking any sense. But it looks like Max Verstappen is about to start his World Championship winning lap here. He's had a really, really consistent campaign.
Final lap of the race.
Let's look at this. Bottas now coming at us in towards turn 1. To the inside goes the Finn. We'll go late on the brakes around the outside, try and cut him off at the apex. Oh, big, big kick of oversteer there, and Charles Leclerc's going to say thank you very much. No, he's not. Charles Leclerc's going to back out of that one. But yeah, Max Verstappen, though, he ran so well early on in the year there. Red Bull and him just looked unstoppable. Mercedes, as well as ourselves, have come back strong. But it was just the humongous gap he was able to build for himself early on. 4 wins, I think, in the first 5 races, and only lost the other one on the final lap there, as Bottas now to the outside of us. We'll try and just hang him out to dry. Very, very aggressive again there, and we might leave him under pressure from Lando Norris there. As look at that, Norris is trying to look past Charles Leclerc there. Have we been able to build ourselves up a gap down the back straightaway here? I think we have, as Leclerc pushing Lando Norris towards the inside wall there. They're almost going to be 3 wide. Lando makes one move. He might make it 2. No, Bottas looks like he's going to be able to get on the power and hold on to that place for now there. But Sergio Perez is going to win yet again here for Red Bull. A fantastic way for him and the team as Max Verstappen comes through to wrap up his first Formula 1 World Championship. Red Bull are pretty much in the hot seat now for the constructors as well, with just 2 races to go. Yuki Tsunoda tried his hardest, has been the best season he's ever run, but it's not going to be good enough. And for us, 16th to 4th in the end, how on earth did we do that?
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It's certainly been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most compelling years of racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now, our new Formula One World Drivers' Champion. That's it then for another magnificent United States Grand Prix, and they've hung on to take a sublime victory here today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Mr. Monaco. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull pull further ahead in the standings. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the US Grand Prix, and we don't see it often on F1 2021, but Sergio Perez, was comfortable throughout most of the race there today. Verstappen probably had a bit more pace, but got caught up battling Tsunoda throughout a lot of that Grand Prix there. He comes through for P2, but far more importantly for him is now a Formula 1 World Champion there. Like we said, Tsunoda, he's put on a really good campaign this year. There's a lot of talk, obviously, when he got signed to Mercedes early on in Season 2, but finally it does look like Tsunoda could be Mercedes' future when, of course, Hamilton does eventually retire there. We come through for P4 ahead of Bottas and Lando Norris there. Leclerc did drop back to 7th on the final lap ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. George Russell gets some points for Aston Martin, and Carlos Sainz with a good recovery for P10 there. Means, Hamilton down in 12th place. Not the way he would have wanted to bow out as he gives up his Formula 1 World Championship for the first time since 2016 there. Constructors-wise, though, Drivers' Championship-wise, though, we jump Hamilton with that result there, so he could finish P4 come the end of the year there. Lando now just 3 points behind JB, as he's now tied with Charles Leclerc. Bottas jumps Carlos Sainz as well. And constructors-wise, Red Bull now 36 points clear of Mercedes. We're still technically with an outside chance at the Constructors, but we basically need a miracle in the final 2 race weekends as well there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed as well, and we'll be back very, very soon for the penultimate race of the year. We head to Mexico. It always delivers some carnage. Let's see you guys there. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel supporters. So a massive thank you to The Travesty, Patrick, Chuan, David, Ben, Aidan, Estacios, Cato, Sean, Johnny, McBlam, Mighty Spork, Tazief, William, and Nanon for becoming channel members. If you want to be featured at the end of all these videos, make sure you just click the join button down below.